Hi, my name's Zoe and let's talk about pig fucking. So on today's show I am going to talk about a film that has been, I don't know whether it's considered as one of the most controversial. Probably yes. Let's say yes. Vase De Noces, aka The Wedding Trough, aka the pig fucking movie, or One Man and His Pig. Here's the DVD, as you can see. I do believe it has a poster inside as well, but it's quite pretty for what it is. So, yes, this is, I'm going to refer to it because I don't like to butcher names too much. I'm going to refer to it as The Wedding Trough. So this is a film that I first discovered when I was doing one of those Google searches for really nasty films, and this came up a couple of times, and I happened to watch it with my very good friend Lucy Bouglas, aka Lucy Goes to Hollywood. She came over for a wine night and we decided to put on The Wedding Trough, and it is a film that is about a man fucking a pig. That's what you read online anyway. Everyone talks about how it's, extremely controversial for, of course, bestiality, or I believe the correct terminology is zoophilia, something like that. And yeah, so this film, it depicts a man and he owns a small farm, a Belgian farm. It's a Belgian film. He owns a small farm, and on that farm he had a pig. He owns a small farm where he has a pig, a big fat sow, and he kind of, I guess you could say he's in love with the pig. In a way, he's in love. For argument's sake, let's say he's in love with the pig. He's obsessed with her, and what he does is he has sex with the pig. He believes it to be consensual. He believes that it's a two-way relationship between himself and the pig that lives on his farm. But of course, we all know pigs can't say yes or no, so I'm going to go with a no for that one and say that the pig probably did not want his dick in her, but that's what happened anyway. And after that they have some little piglets. Fortunately they're not pigs with men's faces or any human body parts, because that might be taking it a little bit too far, but there are some piglets, and unfortunately, of course, the piglets prefer their mother to him. Makes sense, she's the mother. Because of that, he becomes very jealous, and what ensues is him murdering and slaughtering the piglets, and then the mother she doesn't kill herself, but she dies, and yeah, that's basically the film. So can't say that the plot is too thick, can't say there's many twists and turns, and I think you kind of know what you're getting yourself in for when you put on a film that's also titled The Pig Fucking Movie. You kind of know that that's going to be the biggest part of the film. My biggest problem with this film is that it's sold as this exploitation, experimental, artsy film that's really going to push boundaries, that's going to cause people to, get fucked up, be sick. It's, out there amongst the most extreme horror films ever made. And it's just a bit dull. It's just a bit boring. Of course, there is the pig fucking scene, but there's lots of other films that, to be honest, have done pig fucking in a far more controversial way. When I watched this film, it was in a week where I believe I think it was 3 other movies that all had pig fucking in. So I don't really know whether that says something about me or or it was just one of those weeks. But yeah, and I think there's a lot of other movies that do it in a far more controversial way. That is probably the most shocking scene of the entire film, The Wedding Trough. It's it kind of comes and it goes, excuse the pun, quite quickly. It's not that drawn out. It's just not how, if you read about it on the internet, it's not at all like that. On the internet, it sounds far, far worse than what it actually is on screen. Then the other kind of controversial scenes are the piglets being killed. That's not very nice, I have to agree, and unfortunately, apparently the animal cruelty and the animal murdering in this film is actually real. So I guess similar to a film like Cannibal Holocaust that features real animal deaths, this is, you know, it's gained notoriety for that. It's because it has those real animal deaths in it that makes everyone have, you know, kind of like an outrageous response to it. It's tough because apparently as well, apparently the depiction of the man fucking the pig is also real, which I didn't know at the time when I first watched the film. I only found that out afterwards, when I was reading about it online, and I guess perhaps in hindsight that makes it feel a lot more disturbing and disgusting that I watched a genuine man have sex with a pig. I didn't look into it far enough to find out concrete evidence on that and whether that's the absolute truth. So it could also be kind of, you know, one of those rumours that goes around where it is like, oh, it's real zoophilia, and it might not genuinely be, but, you know, if it is, then yeah, I agree, that does make it a little bit more controversial for me. I don't know, it just didn't shock me, and that's what I was expecting it to do. I was expecting it to be really, really shocking. I think overall the film lacks in anything really, and, you know, if it is the case that what we're watching is real zoophilia and of course paired with the real animal deaths, then technically it's kind of just like a little, you know, documentary type film about one fucked up man, I guess one man and his pig as it says, but that's not that interesting. There's other documentaries out there about zoophilias where they, you know, they talk to these people and they look at the psychology behind it and they understand more about it and they look at their relationships, and I think for me personally something like that is far more interesting and gives me a much more, you know, aspect of knowledge on the subject and understanding a little bit more about this taboo and illegal issue that some people, you know, are afflicted with. So I think when we look at it like that, the Wedding Trough movie it's made to shock, it's made to just be this little slice of exploitation cinema that in reality doesn't do as much as we would hope. And I think if you're looking for something that is really controversial and really out there, you can find many other movies that feature pig fucking in. And if you want some recommendations, just check the show notes because I've left some other movies that have our favourite topic of pig fucking in, so you can watch those if that's what you're into, but alternatively you can just not watch those at all and avoid all defilement of animals, because that's also a really nice thing to do. So final thoughts on Vase De Noces, aka the Wedding Trough, aka the pig fucking movie. I'm probably going to give this about, I'm going to say a 2 out of 5. It does have some merits and it is controversial to an extent and it is boundary pushing. It pushes the normality of what you would typically see in a film, and I think, you know, it does still hold up and it has its own special place within the extreme cinema world, but ultimately it's very dull, it's very boring, you're gonna get bored, nothing much happens. If you do want to watch it, I recommend getting, you know, a bottle of wine, cracking that open and perhaps actually watching it with a friend, because I think watching it by myself would have been even more boring. So yeah, final thoughts is 2 out of 5. Would love to hear if any of you have seen this film, what you think about it, also your recommendations on films that perhaps have nastier animal scenes. Not that I want to watch them again. Make sure that you also subscribe to the channel, leave all of your comments and feedback and suggestions in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.